Hi band, quick announcement about pictures. Pictures are on the band website under the media link, including Picture Day, the section pictures and the individual pictures, and a lot of great pictures from other events from the season. Remember that when you purchase pictures on that Smug Mug site via the band website, the band gets part of the proceeds, so please help out the band with that. Fruit sale is underway as well, and that is all due next Tuesday before Indy, so just 1 week of fruit sale. Remember, they have to be prepaid. You can order from band students on their forms, or you can order it online, and the link is in their pamphlet. So we hope that everybody will participate in that. That is a student account fundraiser. But of course, the big event on this broadcast is Indy next week. So I'm going to talk about some reminders of expectations for students, talk through the schedule and some logistics. And at the end, if you have any questions from now until then, of course, send me an email. If you are making the trip with us to Indy, we ask that the non-chaperone parents spend time with their students only at the mall, if we go to the mall, and in the stands at Lucas Oil. Otherwise, we ask that the non-chaperone parents not come around the students. It makes it a little bit more difficult for the chaperones to take count and keep responsibility for the kids. So if we could ask for your patience and your cooperation with that. Some things that everybody needs to know about Bands of America shows. Of course, a lot of the parents have realized that if you can't make the trip with us, we appreciate the support from home. Flow Marching is a website that offers live stream of events for BOA, and you can purchase a subscription through them. So we feel that support from Carrie, and we appreciate if you can't make the trip with us, that you can watch us and support us from home. Know that Bands of America has strict rules for videotaping events. If you are present live, they do not allow videoing in the stands. We get one video pass for educational purposes, and otherwise it's prohibited. So please help us out with that. And even Bands of America takes care of our hotels for us, so we have to go through their housing bureau to get hotels for trips that are overnight. So there's some specific things for Bands of America events that make it a little different than local shows like Panther Creek and Sanderson competitions. Some reminders that I'm going to talk through with students, but just so parents know what we're expecting. Of course, on school trips, school rules apply, and administration deals with any breaches of school rules. Members are required to travel to Indianapolis with us, and we prefer that they travel home with us. However, if you'd prefer for your band member to ride with a parent, then the transportation exception form is due this Sunday evening. So otherwise, we'll expect that they will travel home with us on the bus. Know that I've talked to the students about this, and I'm going to talk to them as well for this trip, but on our Newark trip, the buses were not left clean, especially bus 3 and bus 2, so we're going to do a better job on this trip, especially since we're on the bus a lot. We want to make sure that we don't leave a big job for the cleanup committee or the chaperones to clean up after us on buses, so we're going to do a better job of keeping the buses clean. Know that for overnight or late night bus trips, as this will be in both directions to and from Indy, we don't allow co-ed or couple seating on the bus. In hotels, we post the room list before, and we don't allow switching rooms. So whatever is when we post the room list, that's how it is. And students are to stay in a student room with rare exception. Chaperones will enforce curfew that's set by us before the trip, and they will do hallway and room checks. Genders are in separate hotels for this trip. That's a little unusual, but they share a parking lot. So that was the hotels, once again, that the Housing Bureau assigned to us. So the males will be in one hotel, the females will be in another, and there should be no fraternization between genders, especially inside a hotel room, but for the most part, we'll stay in the separate hotels with genders. No congregation of large groups of students inside a single hotel room, so we don't have a lot of time in the hotel anyway, so that's pretty much there for sleeping anyway. Students may not leave premises of hotel unless in an extenuating circumstance, usually a medical emergency. Otherwise, they're there and staying on campus with us at the hotel. And the only adults allowed in the student room are chaperones or the band director for room checks. So here we go. Here's the schedule. So students will go to school like normal on Wednesday. They will go home. We will come back to meet at school at 7, and we would want for the students to eat dinner before they arrive. We meet, we do our band meeting, we load, and after that, all other meals on the trip are provided by the boosters, or students get a per diem, money in an envelope that they can use to buy the meals. But again, that's Wednesday, meet at school at 7 for a meeting. They'll have eaten dinner before they arrived, and we will leave and we travel overnight. As soon as we arrive to Indy, we'll have a bagged breakfast on the bus. Again, that's provided. Muffins, fruit cups, and granola bar, that kind of thing. We go right into a rehearsal. That rehearsal is in the Indianapolis Convention Center, which is right next to Lucas Oil Stadium. So that's an indoor rehearsal in the morning. We'll have lunch, and then we go right into prelims performance. We perform at 3:15 on Thursday afternoon. After performance, we'll change and load just like we have at the other regional events. We'll go back into the stadium to watch bands. We'll eat dinner that day, that's Thursday, in the stadium. There's stadium concessions. They have a wide assortment of options, and that's one of the meals that they'll get cash in envelopes. We'll leave the stadium sometime around 7 or 8 p.m. to head back to the hotel, and then we'll set a curfew there. That's Thursday. Friday, we'll have breakfast at the hotel. We'll have a rehearsal inside space. It's called Sport Zone, so they have a facility with a field inside. We'll have a rehearsal that morning. We go to lunch, we'll go to bowling. We have bowling Friday, and we'll eat lunch there at the bowling alley. That's pizza. We'll go back to Lucas Oil Stadium to support our friends at Panther Creek High School that are performing on Friday afternoon. We'll go back to the hotel for dinner. That is a catered pasta meal. And then we'll go back to Lucas Oil Stadium for prelims awards. That's Friday evening, and that's when we find out who the semifinalists are. We don't know anything about anything until Friday night when they have prelims awards. So that means Saturday, of course, is all to be announced, to be determined. We have breakfast at the hotel, and then depending on semis placement, depends on if we go into rotation and go to perform, or not. We will at some point go back to the stadium for dinner. Dinner is the stadium opens at 6:30 p.m. and the first finalist band performs at 8 p.m. So we'll eat dinner at the stadium. We'll get per diem for that, and then we'll watch the finals bands. 12 bands make finals in Indy. We have paid seated tickets for finals, so students are expected to be in their seats watching each one of those 12 bands. Bathrooms will be in emergencies only. There's an intermission in between the 6th and the 7th bands, so otherwise they should be in their seats. Concessions won't be allowed once the performances start. As soon as the 12th band performs, we'll load, and we'll get on the bus, and we'll come back home. So we will not stay for awards, but of course the finals results will be posted online, so we'll know about those on the buses. On Sunday morning, we'll have breakfast sometime en route, and then we'll arrive home sometime around noon. We really appreciate parents being on time for pickup, because our chaperones and our students and all the rest of adults are very tired and are ready to go home at that time. So we'll text you an ETA as soon as we leave Indy, and we'll get students to text their parents about 20 minutes out. So our ETA is about noon on Sunday. So that's all the details about the trip. It's been a great season, and I'm really excited to culminate the season with this great trip. Thank you so much for all of your support, and of course, if you have any questions, you can email me with those questions. Thank you.